The Donut Bag is brought to you by Penn Highway Marketplace, the marketplace for vintage goods, quality collectibles, and handmade crafts. It's where I get all my sports memorabilia. Go to facebook.com/Penn Highway. That's facebook.com/PENNHWY and mention I sent you. So, what do you do on a bye week?
I cleaned.
Okay.
Yeah, like hardcore. Like I even posted on Facebook. That's how Cora was. I detailed every appliance that was visible in my kitchen. Like my toaster, my Keurig. I cleaned it down to the nooks and
You
crannies.
just every little detail.
Every little detail.
Dang. I don't know.
I know, right? Yeah, that's what
I don't have that much money, but I would pay you a lot of money to come to my house and do something like that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. It looked nice. When I was done, I was like, oh, everything's so sparkly.
And then you want to say, okay, nobody touch this ever.
Exactly.
Or you say, why can't it be this clean all the time? Because in a day, it just all goes a crap.
Exactly. Yes.
So frustrating. It's like, why don't we just put a little bit of work every day into just keeping it clean instead of, waiting till the bye week to clean.
Exactly. Yeah. And then, because you have so much more work when you do that. If you just maintained it on like a weekly basis.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It sounds great on paper. It never happens.
No.
I drove for a 6-hour round trip for a scoop of ice cream.
Okay. And why was that? Was it amazing? I hope it was amazing.
Oh, it was really good. I just found out today I could have gone like 10 minutes down the road. But anyway, no, it was so at Penn State, there is this place called the Creamery. And it has like one of the best. It's supposed to be like the best ice cream ever. It's like it's not that it's illegal, but they're not allowed to sell it in places because of it's too good. It's fat content or sugar content is too high or something like that. So supermarkets are not allowed to sell it. But somebody told me about it, that it's actually that they actually do sell it at a place. So I'm so excited. I am so excited.
Yeah.
So we went because we've never really been to the Penn State campus and never really been to. It was just a nice drive to see the fall foliage and all that stuff. So it's a nice drive through to the middle of Pittsburgh. I drove by Beaver Stadium. I don't know what the capacity of that thing is. I think it's like over 100,000 or something like that. Just a huge mammoth stadium. It's gigantic. That has to be fun. That has to be fun, like on game days.
Oh yeah, I would imagine.
I would not want to worry about parking or anything around there.
No.
It looks like a disaster, but I think that would be fun. I mean, I went to Pitt, so to me, Penn State is the enemy, but still, I do respect that their fans actually show up to football games, and at a Pitt game, there's like 12 people, maybe, so that's exciting. I would actually like to see like a when they have like 100,000 people and stuff like that.
I'm sure it's a great atmosphere.
I might still wear my Pitt gear anyway.
There you go.
I did I did when I went up there, and nobody said anything, so I don't think anybody cares, but
yeah.
I got a kick out of it.
I still laugh that it's called Beaver Stadium. Like the 12-year-old just kind of goes,
Beaver.
Right.
Everyone, let's go to the Beaver.
Right, let's go hang out in the Beaver.
we are so mature.
Yes. Yeah, very sure.
So I asked on Twitter, what is the biggest thing that the Steelers need to improve upon this season? I had 4 choices. One of them was the offensive line. 2 was Kenny Pickett. 3 was the defense, and 4 was deport Matt Canada. And of course, deport Matt Canada is run away by a runaway margin. What do you think is the biggest thing that they need to improve upon going forward this season?
Just one, like the one.
Just one. Just the biggest thing. The biggest thing.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I guess Matt Canada, I guess I'm mainly curious to see, because right now we don't know, is it Kenny Pickett or is it Matt Canada? You know what I mean? Like, and it could be it's probably a combination of the both of them, but I would just like to see Kenny under a new guy to see if he'd be any better. You know what I mean? Like, he's not playing well this year. Last year he started playing well in the second half of the season, but that was still with Matt Canada. So, but then the run game was going too. So I sort of wonder if maybe, I guess maybe my answer might be the run game. I know that wasn't an option, but I sort of wonder if maybe if the run game was improved, it would help everything on the offense. You know what I mean? If they were
Well,
able to run the ball.
you'll get your wish as to whether how Kenny Pickett will be with a new offense coordinator next year, but
Right.
not this year.
What
And
if what if they come out in the second half? What if they come out Sunday and play and he throws for 400 yards and they score more than 30 points? You know what I mean? Like,
so, like, what if the offense is awesome?
right.
Like going forward, what if they're like,
Yeah.
like the Miami Dolphins or something like that, or just put
Right.
up 50 points every game?
Mm-hmm.
Then uh, then, well, that's not going to happen. But if it
No, it's
did,
not.
we would remember the rule is if something good happens, it's because of the players. If something bad happens, it's because of Matt Canada.
Right. Right. Yes, exactly.
Somebody brought up a good point, because there's uh, last week at the when at the Penguins home opener,
Uh-huh.
a Fire Canada chant busted.
Yeah.
At a wrestling show, somebody had a Fire Matt Canada sign. At a Bills tailgate, they
Yeah, of all
had
places. That's
Canada.
strange.
In Washington D.C., there
Mm-hmm.
was a mini protest of Fire Matt Canada.
Right.
The movement is taking shape everywhere.
Yeah. It's just, it's a lot. It seems like a lot of work for no. I mean, there's gonna be, you know what I mean? Right now it's maybe just trendy fun. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm gonna go viral if I do a Matt Canada sign. Fire Matt Canada sign. But it's disappointing that nothing's happening. But it's not like we're surprised, right? Like, nobody's surprised right now that Matt Canada is still in Pittsburgh. No one.
The thing is now, I mean, this year's bye was earlier than last year's bye,
Mhm.
but they're in a similar situation. Last year they were
Mhm.
2-6. They
Mhm.
look like crap. Everything looked like crap. It all
Right.
looked bad.
Yeah.
And after the bye, they started running a lot better. Like you mentioned,
Mhm.
the running game. And
Right.
then that didn't make, Kenny some, the second coming out of Dan Marino or anything like that. But he did.
Mhm.
I mean, the team played better. So
Yeah.
that we're hoping for is just something better. But the offensive line has to get better. They
Mhm.
protect better. They have to do run blocking better. It just has to be better.
Mhm.
And I mean, it is cute to say launch Matt Canada into the sun,
Right.
deport Canada. I don't even think Canada would take Matt Canada. Deport to Mexico
Like,
or something like that. But Matt Canada does have to improve. There are flaws. He is not without flaws in this. Um,
mhm.
he's not without blame. For whatever reason, Kenny Pickett is not, he's just not good right now. And he
Mm-mm.
has to get better. If that's quote unquote dumbing down the offense or what
Right.
they need, and it's like, well, because every time there's an argument about is it, whose fault is it? People
Mhm.
say, well, if you look at these plays, if you look at all 22, Kenny had a person open here and a person open there, and he just didn't see it, and
Mhm.
blah, blah, blah. Okay, but you can't just put all the blame on him. You got to make it easier for him.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Plus, I mean, it's easy for us to sit there and watch the L-22 and be like, oh, he missed all these guys. But then when you're in the game, you know what I mean? Like, I understand he's supposed to be doing these, he's supposed to be reading the field, he's supposed to be going through his progressions. He's supposed to be doing things that he's not. And that's an issue. But it's easy for us to look at all those open guys and not be in the middle of all that pressure. You know what I mean? Like, put yourself in his shoes. You know what I mean? For like a minute, and then see what it's like trying to throw the ball.
I mean, I'd love to see that that film study. It's like, Kenny, in this play, you missed that guy opening, that guy open. It's like, that's really good to know as I was running for my life.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for that update. Gee, oh really?
Right.
I could have shown what do I have a hoverboard? Can I have a ladder so I can just, do I have a Tony Iron Man jetpack that I can just go and fly over everyone or something like that? People are trying to kill me, right? I mean,
right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy to say, but they have to, they have to do something to make it easier for him. Now, I think what is going to make it easier for him, and I think he was greatly missed, is Deontay Johnson coming back, and apparently Fryermuth is coming back.
Yeah, so, and Jesse Harvin apparently they say is coming back.
Yeah, and Anthony McFarlane in the return.
Dan Moore.
And oh great. Oh, you just ruined my day. Apparently Dan Moore is coming back and he's going to start again. So whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's always I mean, he practiced with the starters, and I guess it's always possible that maybe something will happen in practice, not injuries or anything, but just maybe some light bulb will go on and be like, hey, we should maybe just keep going with Broderick Jones. But the Steelers don't do that. They don't do anything logical.
They don't play the kids.
They don't play the kids. And it's like, what? So you're wasting a year of Joey Porter Jr. and Broderick Jones, like, for what?
Well, that's the other thing. The secondary kind of sucks.
Right. Yeah. That's even more reason to start Joey.
Exactly. And oh, by the way, you're facing a pretty good quarterback and a really good wide receiver, and then another really good wide receiver. You guys better get your stuff together.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah. From what I understand, Shannon Sullivan is the main slot corner, and he kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Ideally, make Patrick Peterson the slot corner, or that Desmond King dude that they picked up, or something like that. And yeah, just put Joey Porter out there all the time. And so what if he makes a mistake? Oh well, let him learn.
Exactly. Yeah, he's a rookie. I mean, rookies are allowed to make mistakes. In fact, they're sort of supposed to, right? Like, how do you learn?
Yeah.
How do you learn from? You don't learn from things that you do well because you already know how to do it. So it's like,
yeah, you gotta learn. Yeah. And I mean, so far, Joey Porter Jr. has been amazing. So
yeah.
We'll see. The other thing is, what are they going to do with Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren? Are we going to play Jaylen Warren more? Are you going to mix it up and actually, I don't know, threaten to throw to Najee so it's not so freaking obvious what happens when he's in the game?
Right. Yeah. I don't know why they're not doing, like, because they threw to him last year, right? I mean, I think they're pretty sure they used him as a receiver, as a pass catcher.
What happened
last year? So I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. I'm sort of convinced. Like, I just wonder if maybe the first 5 weeks, the first 5 weeks, maybe they were like a dress rehearsal. Like, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can't do. And then, because they knew they'd have an early bye, they'd have enough wiggle room there. You know what I mean? That if they ended up like with a bad record, they could turn it. Like, maybe they'll come out of the bye week and just amaze everyone.
That's very possible, and it actually is kind of the way things go.
Yeah.
Tomlin's record after the bye is amazing. Now I saw he was in his coaching career, he's 103, 51-1 after, like, the rest of the season after the bye, but in the last 10 years he's been 64, 28-1 after the bye. Wow. So it's really good. So I mean, that's a credit to him and the other coaches. It's like, okay, let's identify the problems, let's make them better. Cool. Right. So we'll see what happens, but I can you imagine just you turn on the TV and a bunch of people are screaming, "Fire, Allison!"
Right. Yeah.
A
Happens all the
bunch of
time.
people, show up to where you work. It's like,
Right.
"Boo, you
Since
suck!"
I work from home, that would be really interesting.
The
I could just
neighbors.
see that. Yeah, the neighbors coming over, knocking on my window. Oh, you suck.
You
Fire
suck.
Allison. Fire Allison. Yeah.
I mean, that has to mess with Matt Canada. It's like, bro,
Yeah.
you are one of the most hated people ever in Pittsburgh history. I've never
Right.
seen this kind of. Uh, we've always hated all the coordinators,
Right.
and the backup quarterback is always the most popular person, the
Uh-huh.
almost. But my goodness, I've never seen this amount of hate for
Right.
for a dude before. Like,
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah. I was on the Steelers Wire podcast last week. Usually it's Kurt Popejoy, but he had something to do, so I filled in for Kurt. And we talked about how, there's that little part of my heart, you know what I mean? And I'm sure that there's people that are good, that some of us feel bad, a little bit bad, not like, you know, absorbently bad, but just a little bit bad for Matt Canada. Like, you have to feel a little bad for him, right? Because it's another one of those put yourself in his shoes situation. Like, Didi Kingawalla mentioned last week on, I think it was The Fan, you know what I mean? Like, think about his family, you know what I mean? And it's like his poor kids, right? I mean, if they're in public school or whatever, like, they're probably getting beat up and stuff.
that has to be rough. That has to be rough on a
Right.
kid. I mean, it's like, my daddy says your daddy should be fired.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Son, how was
But,
how was how was school? It's like, oh, I only got beat up 3 times today. Oh,
right.
good.
Yeah. Exactly.
It was a good day.
But it's
Yeah.
like, hey, man, like, just design better offenses, and then we won't have this problem.
You kind of put it on yourself.
Right. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, at one point I want to say, and like, when that happened at the Penguins game, it was like almost like universally condemned. Like, what are you people doing? You're at a hockey game, people. You paid a lot
Right.
for these hockey tickets, and you're screaming about a dude on another team, on another school.
Mhm.
What are we
Yeah.
doing? Like,
I thought it was hilarious when I read that Mike Tomlin was there at that game.
really?
Yes, he was. That's what made it even
Oh.
better. It was like, oh man, like the man, Mike Tomlin was there. Like, not that he wasn't aware that all that's going on, but it's like to actually, and he's there on the sideline when they're saying it at the games. But it's another thing to be at a hockey game, having fun with the kids and the family. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, jeez. I would have loved to fly on the wall to see what he did when he heard.
Wonder if his wife is like, so what's that about? It's like, oh,
right.
just my work following me everywhere.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
I can't get away from work. Oh my God, I didn't know
Right.
she was
Yeah.
there. Oh, man.
Yeah.
The question is, and I've brought this up in the past, is, people say, well, it's Tomlin's fault for keeping Matt Canada. He could have fired him last year, and
yeah.
my guess was that he was forced to keep, like Rooney said, hey, you got to keep him, but I don't think that's the case. I think that was all on Tomlin. So maybe we shouldn't be saying fire Canada. Maybe we should be saying fire Tomlin, because
yeah.
it's
Well,
not,
there's this weird story that came out last year, shortly after he was signed, saying like Mike Tomlin had some kind of emergency. I don't know if they were like trying to guise the fact that he was re-signed or whatever, something, and I don't have it on me right now because it was like it was a while ago, but it was something about he had some kind of emergency away from the team, and they just like signed him.
I remember
made
that.
It sound like Tomlin wasn't even there.
I remember that, because it was like,
right.
Was it like exhaustion or something like that? Or
yeah, it was some kind of I don't even know. It was something. So I don't know.
I don't.
And nobody knows. That's the thing. Nobody knows. Even the insiders were like, "Well, it was the Rooneys," you know what I mean? Or, "Oh, this was Tomlin's deal." Nobody really knows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, whose fault this is? You know what I mean? We all presume it's Tomlin, Canada. It is Canada's fault, but we all presume that it's Tomlin. Maybe it was who knows? Nobody knows. Nobody really knows whose fault it is.
I mean, back back in the preseason when everything was going wonderfully, we thought the main problem with the team was, oh my God, who's going to be the backup center? But
Yeah,
before
right.
that, we were during the off season when it was this wonderful draft and I got all these great free agents. It's like, okay, you have a good team. What could stop this team? And I remember a lot of the experts said Matt Canada, if he's
Hmm.
still there, and
Hmm.
he kind of did break it. And this crap that well, it would really be bad if Kenny had two offensive coordinators in 2 years. Well, look what we have now.
Right. Yeah.
The,
Right.
the
Exactly.
dude's almost broken.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, and it's going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
Unless some miracle happens, Matt Canada's going to be replaced, and he's going to have two coordinators in 3 years, which is
Yeah.
not much different than two coordinators in 2 years.
Yeah. And to add insult to injury, every single team in the AFC North won this weekend.
Yes.
My
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
Steelers lost on their bye week, right? I
they
mean,
did. They did.
geez.
Oh my goodness. They were on top of the division before this, and then
Yeah, I mean, it was a slim margin, but still, it's like, you know. But if they win, I think pretty sure if they win this week, I don't know if they're back. I'd have to see because and they would have the same record as the Ravens if they win this weekend. But since they beat the Ravens, I think that they would
right,
be
they would have the other
technically
tie.
right.
Well, right now Baltimore's at 4-2, and the Steelers
Right.
are in 3-2. The Browns
Mhm.
are at 3-2, and the Bengals are at 3-3.
Mhm.
Uh, we knew this was going to be a good division, and
Right.
it is.
Mhm.
This is exactly. I mean, gosh, every
Mhm.
single team in the division is 500 or better,
Yeah, and
and
Joe Burrow's getting healthy, which is scary.
that's
You know what I
scary.
mean?
That's it. We
Scary.
all thought that the Bengals were going to run away with the thing, and now they are.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Now we're all going to be fighting. Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland are all going to be fighting for second place.
Mhm.
Goody.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no other division every other division has at least one team under 500. So
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
it. This is the best division in
Mhm.
football right now. Goody.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Baltimore is going to be pretty good. I mean, yes, the Steelers
Mhm.
beat them, but that was like that was like totally lucky. I
Right.
I think
Yeah.
I think the Ravens are going to keep being good. I don't know what to make of Cleveland. They have an amazing defense, but their offense is. I'm sorry, PJ Walker
Yeah. It's
ain't it. I
bad.
don't think Deshaun Watson is it either. So
Yeah. Yeah. And they're saying, they're hopeful he's going to return to Deshaun Watson. But even then, it's like, so, I mean,
I
he
think they're better
wasn't,
without him.
yeah. But the defense, I mean, you have to look at it. They didn't have, and I'm saying this because Browns fans would say the same thing about our team. You know what I mean? Like if we had beaten the 49ers, they would say, "Oh, it's because of Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel were out."
Right.
Honestly, like their offense they totally changes their offense, the 49ers offense. So it's like, yes, they do have the top defense in the division or in the league or whatever. But it's like, if McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel were still in there, I sort of, I mean, it was such a close game as it was,
Listen, say
without those
say
guys.
say what you want about Brock Purdy, but I basically think he's just a system quarterback. But that's
Mm-hmm.
a pretty amazing system. But to have that pretty amazing
Right.
system, you have to have McCaffrey healthy.
Yeah,
You
right.
have Debo. You have to have all
Mm-hmm.
your offensive stars doing there. You have to have basically an
Right.
all-star team because you're and then that makes the quarterback look good. But when
Yeah.
that's the case, Brock Purdy ain't gonna win games on his own. Sorry,
Mm-mm. No,
he ain't that dude.
no, nope.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
I am shocked about the Rams. I thought they would totally suck, and
Yeah,
they're
me
three
too.
and three.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
now the, there's news that their starting running back Kyron Williams
Mm-hmm.
likely out
Right.
with a
Yeah.
sprained ankle,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe his backup is
Mm-hmm.
also hurt.
Yes.
Oh, they're going down to their third string.
Right.
I don't want to hear this crap. every time I hear it's like, oh, this might be a good matchup for the Steelers. It ends up being okay. So their third string running back is a dude named Zach Evans, who I believe was like I think he's a rookie. This is the headline in the week will be Zach Evans first game runs for 400 yards against the Steelers. All those things. Like, oh, you have a terrible running back. You have a third string running back. Of course, we're going to take advantage of that. No, they make the most obscure people look amazing.
They do. Yes. Yeah. And you're right. That guy, that Evans dude is going to have a game.
Yeah.
Unless, they.
It's bound to happen.
Right.
I think I have a feeling that they're going to put a lot of pressure on Matthew Stafford, and he's not going to handle it well.
No.
And I also have a feeling it's going to the games in LA that it's going to be another one of those like sort of Steeler home games.
Yeah. I just sort of feel like the quarterbacks have had a lot of success against the Steelers pass rush by just getting the ball out quickly. A lot so far this season. So it's, you know what I mean? Right, my concern is that if he can do that, even though he's like 80.
Stafford's good.
Yeah.
Stafford's, he's still good when he's healthy. He's still good.
Right.
Yeah. I'm worried about Cooper Kupp. I'm worried about Puka.
Yeah. Puka Nuka or whatever.
Puka. No, I can't say it. Puka. I can't. No, well, we're done. There are certain names I can't
say. That's got to be the intro. That's got to be the little teaser that you put up.
I don't know. I guess I glitch. I don't know. I do like that they have a dude named Puka and a guy named Tutu. It's like, oh,
right. Yeah. It's fun. You
know what they say? If Puka doesn't get you, Tutu will. That's
I know, but I'm pumped. I like that. Very nice.
Now here is, and you have to have your requisite ex-Steeler that will have the game of his life. And in this case, it's Akello Weatherspoon is one of their cornerbacks.
Right. So yes.
I guarantee that Akello Weatherspoon will have an interception this game.
Right. Yeah.
But it's
because Cam Sutton had a big game against the Bucs. So that's a thing.
Who was it? It was Steve Nelson for Houston had
a
big game.
Right. Yeah.
It's like you gotta have your revenge.
Right.
I think it'll be very funny. I guarantee somebody will start a Fire Canada chant.
No doubt.
In LA.
I mean, it's gotta happen, right?
And there'll be Rams fans there saying, oh my God, are there wildfires in Canada again? Why are they saying Fire Canada? Oh no.
Yeah, I mean they're
who did they play? They played the Calgary Flames. The Penguins played the Calgary Flames the other night. And people were doing a Fire Canada chant. It's like, these people are from Canada. It's like, what are you doing to me? Why are you chanting fire us? We're just showing up our game, people. What's up with that? Oh well. So we'll see. We'll see.
Right.
I have a good feeling about this game.
Me too.
But I could also see it going south.
You're like, but
like I just remember before the Houston game, it's like, oh, this team has Kendrick Green and all these on the 10th string tackle and stuff, and the Steelers had absolutely nothing against them. So I don't care about matchups and stuff.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All right. Well, see, we pulled it off, just you and me.
We did. We've done it a couple times. We can we can make it happen.
Oh my God, that was like olden days. It was just
that was
a long time ago. It just used to be you and me all the time.
Right, and we were only on the phone.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Those were the days.
Before video, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
you're big time now, Joe.
Ancient times, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Now I have my lair.
Right, yeah, exactly.
And we can't see the rest of your Kenny. What does it say, Kenny?
It's a family show, so
I love
that's
it.
why I messaged Joe and I was like, "Can I wear my shirt?"
Eric couldn't see it. All he could see is Kenny. But no, I had to say, "Hey, let's see the rest of that."
Right,
like,
exactly.
There you go.
Yep. There you go.
Kids, it's that was pucking. Kenny pucking
Pucking, exactly.
Where did you get that shirt?
Online on the internet.
Okay.
Somewhere.
I was gonna say
I'll send you the link if you want to get one. You
can
wear it on your
marathon. I could just go down to the strip district. They probably have stores.
Oh, that's true. I forgot that you live in Pittsburgh.
That is
strip district. Get some ice cream. The best.
It's yeah, that's right. So
Yeah.
I don't have to drive 6 hours. But yeah, that is one of the rights of a true Pittsburgher is you got to go down to the strip district on a Saturday morning and get a shirt like that because there's so many homemade shirts with all kinds of sayings.
Yeah,
and they're all wonderful. And yeah, that's the sign of a true Pittsburgher to have a shirt like that. So
yes.
Hey, thanks so much.
Hey man, thank you.
All right. Yeah. See you.